Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. As you can see, we're continuing here in St Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin. And in this cabinet here, there is some artefacts of Dean Jonathan Swift. Now, I assume it's owned by this gentleman here, David Frederick Rydell, I think that is, Wilson, Dean, 1935 to 1950 here. And so the first thing I want to show you is this here, because this is a candle holder. It's called a rush lamp, and it says Jonathan Swift and Stella are said to have read together by the light of this lamp. Rush lamps were regarded as lights for the poor. Rather than using more expensive candles, the owner would soak a reed in a flammable substance such as wax, light it, and then set it in the metal holder. These lamps were also used as in the medieval period. So they didn't use candles in them then. So they were really electricity for the poor, you could say. So it's believed that they read together from this. And these are death mass, Jonathan Swift's death mass. Of course, it was common back then to have a death mass. And it says here, death mass of Jonathan Swift, 1745. From the 17th to the 19th centuries, it was common to make casts of the faces of well-to-do people or celebrities before they were buried. When Jonathan Swift died in 1745, Dr. John Leon, who was in charge of the deanery, had an artist make such a mask of Swift's face. He then deposited the mask in Trinity College, Dublin. So there you go, and there's another one there. Death mask, as you see, of Jonathan Swift. And this is the Swift silver chalice. This is a replica of a chalice used by the Reverend Thomas Swift to minister to the sick of the Church of Goodrich in Hertfordshire. Because of his loyalty to George I during the English Civil War, Thomas Swift died in prison in 1658. In 1725, Dean Jonathan Swift returned his grandfather's chalice to the Church of Goodrich. This replica was presented to St Patrick's by Swift and Mary McNeil, descendants of Thomas Swift, in memory of C.T. Ovenden, D.D. Dean, 1911 to 1924. So there you are. That's very interesting, isn't it? So his grandfather actually, he was loyal to George I during the English Civil War. I'm not going to spend much time on this. I don't know why anybody would want to make a cast of Jonathan Swift's skull, but there you are. In the 19th century, the now discredited science of, I can't even pronounce that. If you know what that is, then leave me a wee comment. P-H-R-E-N-O. It's ology, but I'm not sure how to pronounce the first bit. That's a new one on me. Promoted the idea that the shape of the human skull revealed information about a person's character and intelligence. My goodness. In 1835, the skulls of Jonathan Swift and his longtime friend Stella were exhumed for examination. For about a week, a team of, whatever that is, conducted extensive analysis of the skulls at the most learned and fashionable gatherings in Dublin. This cast was made before Swift's skull was reburied. My goodness. And what's these here? Oh, these are Wesley plates, John Wesley, by Richard Williams of Dublin, 1779. These plates are replicas of those used by John Wesley, founder of Methodism, when he visited St Patrick's Cathedral in 1775. The cathedral's silver was stolen in March 1779 due to the negligence of the sexton of the day. A reward of £100 was offered by the Dean and Chapter, but the silver was not recovered. Later that year, Richard Williams, the Dublin silversmith, was asked to provide replacements at a cost not exceeding £112. These plates are part of that set, so that's fantastic, isn't it? So here we see that John Wesley also has a connection here with St Patrick's Cathedral because he preached here. So that's incredible. He visited well, I don't know if he preached, but he visited the cathedral here in 1775. I didn't know that. So that's very interesting. So thanks for watching, and God bless.